No lie, man.
Everybody in there don't know each other.
Yeah.
Looking at each other sideways, and this is what y'all came with?
Absolutely.
You are now watching the one and only Premium Culture Network. Life is lyrical.
Raekwon breaks down which song Wu-Tang recorded the first time they were in the studio together as strangers, why he chose the color purple for the classic Only Built for Cuban Links album, and much more. Make sure you hit that like, subscribe button if you want more content like this. I am Kev, this is Life.
Right.
So I guess Riz got frustrated and came back. He realized he had his 5 minutes of fame. It didn't work. He came back to the hood. He was like, yo, I got a plan. I want to do something. And he had a relationship with certain guys in the neighborhood that was from certain neighborhoods. Like Ghost is from Stapleton. You know, I'm from Park Hill. So it was like RZA was known in all these different projects from him being a music guy, and he knew certain dudes that was doing their thing. So he made a call one day. This is out the blue, y'all. This is real rap, I'm telling y'all. Call dudes one day, yo, boom, 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 y'all want to get in the studio. I want to make a record. We like, yo, we anything to get off this hot ass block. Let's, what time? You know what I mean? And next thing you know, it was like he called specific dudes, like, you know, like, yo, I want him, you, blah. Next thing you know, everybody come in the studio. So remind you, it wasn't even really great energy in the room. It was just, we here for him. Right. So it's like being one of the X-Men, and next thing you know, Professor X called you, and you know, you like, yo, I ain't gonna rock with him over there like that. You know what I mean? Like, he wasn't.
Yeah, because I was about to ask you, Ghost being from Stapleton, you from Park Hill. Yeah, that was beef between Stapleton Projects and Park Hill.
You know that, and that's traditional. That's, you know, we were just living through them times, but we never really had like an issue. But you know, like I said, make a long story short, we all in the room, and you know, RZA talking about his game plan, and you know, we just want to represent Staten Island because that's all we want to do anyway. Because we felt like every other borough is on us. Like, we come to the club, you don't hear Staten Island.
Nah, not at all.
That shit tore us apart.
Really?
That tore us apart. So when it came down to really wanting to make a record, it was more about representing Staten Island, and we was the men that was going to stand for that rep at that time. And you know, the whole Wu-Tang thing, I knew RZA was deep into it. You know, now remind you, I'm from the outside looking in at, okay, I see what you're doing now, even though I know you like damn near all my life. But you know, like I said, he was like, yo, we're gonna make a record, and if it goes somewhere, it's gonna go somewhere. You know, this might help us get out the hood. Anything to get out the hood and escape that life, we was down for, all of us. And we just said, yo, you know what? We trust your hand because you already made a record.
Gotta do it.
You know what I mean? It ain't matter if you sold anything. It was just the fact you was able to do it. So we trusted his hand on everything he wanted to do. He was a pure brother. You know, he was about knowledge and, you know, helping, and all of that played a role in us giving him the opportunity to run the bus. Right. So next thing you know, we did the record. Boom. You know what I mean? Dudes is throwing their shit out or whatever. You know me, I had the right mind on the spot. I wasn't even prepared. I'm just, you know, coming in just to be like whatever. Threw mine down. But once I heard Dex set it off with I smoke on the mic.
I smoke on the mic like smoking Joe Frazier, the Hellraiser, raising hell with the flavor.
That's when everybody started.
That was the first thing. That's the first thing y'all did.
Yeah, that was the first.
Protect Your Neck was the first.
Protect Your Neck.
Please get Protect Your Neck up and ready to go. This the first record y'all did collectively as the Wu-Tang Clan.
No lie.
Everybody in there don't know each other.
Yeah.
Looking at each other sideways, and this is what y'all came with?
Absolutely.
That's unbelievable, man.
But, you know,
what made him want to make the tape purple? Why is the purple tape purple?
You know, I made it purple because it's like I wanted it to be away from everybody else's, you know. Back in the, you know, back on the block, you know, that was our way of separating ourselves from other people's or whatever. You know, so I kind of kept that same logic to it and said, yo, you know, if this is my product in the street, I got to make sure it's different from everybody else's. So I went in, at first the color I wanted to give was green, but they didn't make green.
Okay.
So the next thing you know,
so like having green tops.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
You know, blue tops, whatever. You know what I mean? Just something from the street that we always knew was a way of separating. But when they didn't have the green color that I wanted, because my favorite color is money green.
Right.
So I wanted green, but They was like, yo, we only got yellow, purple, and red. I already knew Redman had a red tape out back in the day.
The Red album.
The Red album, he had a red tape. So I was like, can't do red, can't do that color. And purple was just looking at me. So I'm like, yo, everybody might think I'm a little funny guy with the purple or whatever. So I'm like, you know, this is me thinking to myself, and I'm like, nah, purple. And then I just looked up what purple meant. It's royalty. It was perfect. So I'm like, yo, I'll take it.
Right.
The next thing you know, that's how I was born.
Wow, the purple tape. So it could have been the yellow tape.
Exactly.
Right.
Real talk.
Could have been yellow tape, because cats be like, yo, I got yellow tops. You know, when you're in the hood and everybody's out there hustling, doing their thing, everybody wants to separate their product from everybody else's product.
Exactly.
So that was the knowledge behind the purple tape.
Absolutely.
For anybody who grew up in this era, they'll tell you that whenever we cop tapes, a brand new album, we had to bring it to school for everybody to see. So when you had special albums like the Raekwon purple tape or the Master Ace gold tape, yo, you can't even borrow that. You can't even borrow that. I give you a dub whenever I get a chance. Miss me with that. Yo, this is Care from Life, man. Always appreciate y'all. Peace, love, lyrics.